Hi everyone, my name is Richard Santoro and I welcome you to Third and Zen, the YouTube channel where every week I'm sharing a spiritual message to nourish ourselves, heart, mind, body, and soul. First, thanks for stopping by the channel. Thank you for checking out today's video. I do hope that this video finds you doing well. I know that we're in the middle of December where the days are shorter, the sun is not out nearly as much or as bright, it's colder obviously, and we're also in the middle of the holiday season, which brings a plethora of challenges for people. And that all on top of just life in general, not always being easy. So again, I say, I hope you're doing well. I hope that if you're not, or if you're finding challenges and struggles in any phase of life at the present moment, I hope you're taking the time. I hope you're creating the space to care for yourself with love, with patience, with understanding. And maybe in the process, we're taking the time to care for each other and show each other understanding and empathy, knowing that, it's not easy right now or really ever. So again, I hope you're doing well. Either way, I thank you for being here. With that being said, let's take a nice deep breath. Just take a moment and be still. Take a breath. Give yourself permission to just breathe. Give yourself permission to just be present and be still. Take a breath and signal to the body, to the brain, to signal to the body that it's just time to relax. And let's get started with today's message, shall we? So I would like to share with you a little bit of insight into how I got to be in this exact moment, in this exact place to deliver this exact message. It's been a semi-interesting day, unique day, but not really that crazy. But here's what happened. So I was trying to think of a message to share. So I have like 4 or 5 or 6 that are ready to go and outlined a little bit, some written, but I just wanted something else Christmassy, something else for the season of Advent. So yesterday, the day before, I saw a post from a pastor that I follow that I like a lot on social media. And it was a really cool and interesting insight that I hadn't thought about on Mary and on Mary taught in the beginning of the Gospel of Luke is where we have one of the infancy narratives. The other one's the Gospel of Matthew. I've shared a couple of videos in the last month or so, detailing each of those 2 Gospels' infancy stories, birth narratives, Christmas stories. And in Luke's Gospel, as I've mentioned previously, but just to brush us up again, the Gospel starts out, you have Zechariah and Elizabeth being the cousin of Mary, who gets pregnant. She's the mother of John the Baptist, Elizabeth. She gets pregnant with John the Baptist. And she's speaking to her cousin, Mary, about Mary being pregnant with Jesus. And Mary responds, according to the Gospel of Luke, with what we know as the Magnificat. It is this canticle, this prayer, this hymn that Mary goes into. Now, whether Mary said that in that moment, or whether she said it somewhere down the line, or whether the author was just taking a Judeo-Christian hymn, canticle, prayer, and giving it to Mary in this moment. Either way, theologically, it is the jumping off point for the gospel, and it's the jumping off point for talking about the birth of Jesus. So that's that. So I see this post from this pastor that I like a lot, and it was a really cool, interesting insight. And I'm going to read it to you. And it says, when Mary was told she was pregnant with Jesus, her first instinct was to prophesy, to speak like the prophets of old, that unjust rulers would be overthrown and there would be peace to the oppressed. And then another one that this pastor also shared said, keep Christ in Christmas, bring down the powerful from their thrones, lift up the lowly, fill the hungry with good things, and send the rich away. Now, this is all really indicative of the Magnificat and of the Gospel of Luke in general. The Gospel of Luke is very much social justice oriented, and as is the Magnificat, about lifting up the lowly and putting the oppressed in their place. So, all right, bring us back to present moment. So this morning, I wanted to share a message, in the vein of the great Charlie Brown question. Can anyone tell me what Christmas is all about? So I was going to center it on that. I was going to center it on these posts about, the jumping off point of the Gospel of Luke, the Magnificat, and Mary's reaction to, her being pregnant with Jesus, and that reaction is, putting the powers that be in their place and lifting up the lowly. Absolutely. And I was going to say that's what Christmas is all about. And this morning I started recording this message here, and it wasn't working, so I stopped. And I started again, I stopped. And I started again, and I stopped. And it just didn't feel right, me saying that this is what Christmas is all about. I just couldn't get it. So I stopped, I shut everything down, I got in the car, and I drove. I drove out Eastern Long Island. What better place when I'm in this space and looking for this message centered on this theology about this individual, Mary, than to go to a great hidden gem on Long Island, the Our Lady of the Island Shrine in Manorville. This beautiful place. If you're familiar with it, or if you're not familiar with it, if you're on the island, go. It's out in Manorville, Our Lady of the Island Shrine. Figure, what better place? There's this giant statue, like 20-foot statue of Mary in this outdoor chapel, and there's outdoor chapels everywhere, and there's beautiful grounds, and there's indoor chapels, and there's Stations of the Cross and nativity scenes and statues. Just wonderful. So I figured, I'm going to go there. I'm going to get inspired. I'm going to get inspired by the Holy Spirit. I'm going to get inspired by this theology of Mary and Luke's Gospel. Perfect place. And, I'll even record there. That's what I'm thinking, because, I've been recording outside so much, and this morning I was recording at home because it was cold, and I just wasn't comfortable. I'm still a little rusty here in this space. So I get to the shrine, and I sit down, and it's just not coming to me. It's just not working. It just isn't working. Plus, it's windy, and recording outside when it's windy, just, it wasn't working. So I said, okay, this isn't coming to me. This message isn't happening. Let me get in the car and go further out east. So, like the Magi, here I am. I'm traveling to find this message, this Christmas message. And I go to Briarmere Farms, other amazing gem on Long Island, get a couple of pies for Christmas and one for now. And this whole time, I'm taking this drive, and I'm searching, and I'm doing this very Magi, wise men-like journey, and I'm thinking, how can I make this message work to talk about what Christmas means through the prism of the Magnificat, and through the lens and prism of these pastors and these social justice messages, and say, yes, this is what Christmas is all about. And I'm at a light before I get to Briarmere Farms, and as I've been traveling and reflecting and meditatively driving and hoping the Spirit gives me something, it occurs to me that here I am trying to take the birth of Jesus, the birth of God made flesh, the birth of the transcendent, the divine, the birth of the Christ, the Christmas story, and fit it in a little box and say, this is what Christmas is all about. And it occurred to me, I say it occurred to me, but it was sort of, the Spirit said to me, yeah, you can't really do that. And you're trying too hard to fit a message into a box that is just infinite. But it's good that you're searching. It's good that you're looking. It's good that you're taking this journey of what you're looking for an idea of what Christmas is all about. So for me, it was all about searching and seeking for a message in this moment. That's what Christmas was about for me in that moment. So I guess where I'm going to land with this is, what are you searching for? What are you seeking? What is it that you need this Christmas, this holiday season, this time where we reflect on and celebrate the birth of Jesus? Because in the end, that's what Christmas is all about. Because again, the birth of God made flesh, the birth of Jesus, is an infinite concept and reality that means different things to each of us. That means different things to each of us at different phases in life, at different days during this holiday season. So the one thing I'm really going to encourage all of us is to search, to seek, to find, to look, to question, say, what is it that Christmas means to me in this moment? What is it that the birth of Jesus means to me right now? What is it that I need? The author of the Gospel of Luke felt that what was needed was social justice, was the lifting up of the lowly, and putting the haves in their place and lifting up the have-nots. And that's an important thing, and thus we have a gospel centered around that. What is it that you need? I needed to find an answer to a message. And in the end, the answer was, you can't fit it all into a nice, neatly packaged, with a ribbon bow on it, Christmas box that says, here, this is what Christmas is all about. So stop trying to do that. Instead, for you, Richard, it's a journey. It's a journey in this moment with the Spirit saying, let's take a ride together, and I'll sort of help you find some peace in not being able to come up with that nice, neatly packaged message that you thought you had. So, whatever it is we're searching for as individuals on a journey, whatever it is we're seeking, whatever it is we need, I encourage us to search, to seek, to look, to question, to open our hearts, because that's what Christmas is all about. Thanks be to God. Amen. Okay, I want to thank you for stopping by the channel. I want to thank you for checking out today's video. I wish you peace. I wish you love. I wish you fellowship with God. I wish you whatever it is that you need in this moment and in this journey and in this holiday season. Thanks be to God. I love you all. Have a great day. Have a great journey. Ciao, ciao.